Hello, hello, hello. I am Miss Pass, and as always, I appreciate you for listening. And I just wanted to vent if that's what I'm doing, or release. That's what I'm doing. I'm releasing. So it is June 25th, 2025, and I am in a season in my life where I am living from different Airbnbs. Been doing it since August 22nd. I ended up getting evicted. Um, I was living in a high rise apartment downtown in my state. With the pandemic, my job changed and they started doing remote. Around that time, I was by myself. Mentally, I couldn't handle um, what was going on top of working from home. It was so much, and I crashed out. I'm just being honest. I crashed out. It was just so much. It was too much for me to handle. So my job switching up and me no longer being able to work, I had to leave because my mental state was not there. I was having breakdown. I would be at work, well, at home at work, breaking down, and it got to a point that I just couldn't do it no more. So I wanted to try to seek other places that'll get me out the house because we were locked in, and I just couldn't handle it mentally. And unfortunately, I didn't find anything. So time went by, and I realized I couldn't go back where I came from. I couldn't go back to my mother. I couldn't go back to my grandmother. It was so much that had happened, and that is related to my trauma. So it's like I stood there knowing that they were going to evict me. Um, and I had to go to court, and the judge gave me a date to leave, and I left. And I cried and I prayed and I cried and I prayed. I'm like, what am I going to do? And that's when I discovered, okay, this is my first time living in Airbnb. So I decided to go to an Airbnb. Lasted for 6 months. I left there because a lot of things happened. So it's just been a journey. And I'm sitting here 3 years later and I'm overwhelmed. I'm filled with ideas. I'm filled with so many great things that I want to do, but I don't have the energy. I am always having to, when you live in an Airbnb, anything can happen, right? You never know. The host can just get up and change their mind and say, hey, like right now, the Airbnb that I'm at, I was in a situation where I needed more time because I'm going by my pay period. But due to another host that I was previously seeing, and out of spite, they left me a bad review. I was dealing with one of those people that was a manipulator, a gaslighter, and I had boundaries and I was not bowing down to their power. So out of spite, they left me a bad review. So this host seen that and treated me accordingly and switched up a lot of things to the point that they can't have me here longer because they're getting construction done. So that's putting me in a deeper situation where now I have to find a whole different Airbnb, and it's going to be the week of July 4th. That's when things get busy, but yet I have to continuously have faith. Sometimes I don't want to have faith. Sometimes I don't want to be strong. And sometimes I get mad at God because I hear people say, well, God allowed these things because he's trying to strengthen you. He's trying to teach you something. You got to go through the storm. It's been 3 years, man. And with that eviction on my credit, it is making it hard for me to get an apartment. And every time I have to leave another Airbnb to go to a different one, in between that gap, I'm hoping that I can find an Airbnb and don't have to, you know, sleep outside. But I know God is not going to allow that to happen. And then the psychological part of being in different Airbnbs. Sometimes I be comfortable. I can sleep good at night, and sometimes I don't. You know, it's a journey. And the thing that I want to do that will probably help me financially, that will probably pull me out, the energy that I need, I don't have it. Because my energy is going towards trying to make sure that I have a roof over my head. And then, in the midst of all of that, I've lost all of my stuff. Everything. Everything that I have to me is all that I have. Everything that I own is with me right now. And I might have to throw away more stuff because my body is tired. I'm carrying big, heavy bags, 8 bags. And now it's getting to the point I don't even want it. I just want a suitcase and a book bag. And it'll be easier to go from different places to different places. And being on this journey and having to keep your sanity when you're dealing with people who take advantage of your journey and use it and weaponize it against you, when you don't bow down to their manipulation, when you don't bow down to their gaslighting behavior, it can really bother your psyche. And I have to do everything that I possibly can to keep myself strong, to keep myself, you know, I feel like all I have is me. Sometimes it feels like God is so far away. It feels like God is not even here right now. And it's like, how God is so powerful and all knowing that has the ability to stop my situation in any moment. There's nothing. 3 years. And I get angry, but I have to keep my composure. And it's like, all I want is my own. I need a safe space where I can grow, I can build, and I can create. Then you have people that you think would support you. They're not. Because when you're dealing with people in your life that are toxic, that are narcissistic, and they have an agenda to make you look like the villain in your story, they separate you from your support system. They separate you from, just have you isolated because they have painted a picture about you that is not even true. That's why I don't deal with gossipers. I don't deal with people who do smear campaigns because that right there can really make a person have to go through deeper situations. I know what it feels like. And being out here, having to live in different Airbnbs, you encountering different kinds of people with different personalities and different character. You are encountering so many things, and yet you still have to keep your composure. You still have to make sure that you're okay, on top of the fact that you are in this situation. And I am at the point where I'm like, I need help. And it's like, what am I waiting on? And then when I try to start something, I'm drained mentally, emotionally, and physically. I don't have the energy to build. I only have the energy to make sure that I'm okay. On top of the fact that your girl have tunnel vision. Why would God sit back and watch? 3 years. What more do I have to do? He said if you have faith as the size of a mustard seed. Yes, he's been um, making sure I have a roof over my head, but I'm tired. Is I wrong for saying that? I'm tired of going to different Airbnbs and feeling some kind of way. I have stories. And it makes me angry. And then when you got your loved one that sit back and watch you and think that you getting through because you ain't showing up, they punishing you more because you're not showing up. You're not coming around. You're not, you're just not showing up. They punishing you more. And they just sitting back watching you. Because I'm not the type of person, I'm not going to, when you see me, my hair is combed. I wear clothes. I keep myself up. It's like they're not gonna take me serious until I'm like just out here bogus, and I'm not doing that. But I just needed to vent. I just needed to get that off my chest. Like there are a lot of homeless people out here. There are a lot of people out here because of that pandemic, because of the rent being 3 times higher. It put a lot of people are still going through it because of it. My rent went up so high I couldn't even pay it no more. And I was keeping my money and paying what I could at the time. And it still didn't help me. And now I'm sitting here and I'm tired, I'm drained, and I'm really just trying to keep my composure right now. Trying to keep my composure. And there's so many things, ideas, there's so many things, books I want to write. But once I get at that computer, sit at that laptop, and I begin to type, I can't type no more. Once I start doing research on whatever idea I want to manifest, I can't go no further because my mind, I am mentally and emotionally drained. And I am not going to sit here and lie and act like I'm so strong and God got it. I'm mad at God right now. How much more do I have to take? How much more do I have to go through? How long? It makes me question Christianity. It makes me question everything about this whole religion. And people that call themselves Christians have done me the worst. And I am not lying. Since I've been on this journey, I've seen the ugly side. I've left Christianity, I've came back, and it's like I'm confused. I'm confused. So I'm just trying to keep my composure. But sometimes it's okay to cry, sometimes it's okay. It's okay. Like right now, I gotta be out of this Airbnb in a few days. And I don't know where I'm gonna go. And I'm hoping and praying. And and it's like I can't get comfortable. I can't get comfortable. I have to be on my toes. My mind is already focusing on where I'm going next. That's energy that I'm using. And it takes time searching and reading reviews and oh my God, this is a lot. It's a lot. And I'm genuinely tired. I am so tired. And when I can literally say my soul is tired, when I can literally say, yeah, this right here, and I have to keep my strength, I have to remain strong, and I have to keep going because I can't be out here like that. For 3 years, I've been living in Airbnb. It'll be 3 years in August. And I just want my own space. I just want so that I can breathe and so that I can do whatever it is that I need to do. And one thing I've learned is you can't trust people. I've learned so much about humans. I've learned so much about them to the point that it's like you playing chess. You can read those Airbnb reviews. You don't know if they real or not. People can leave good reviews. They probably just leaving a good review because they don't want to leave, have the person leave them a bad review. So you really don't know what really happened. People looking out for themselves. And I can say that because I'm in that situation now. So it's all about having discernment and just really being led, and guided by your ancestors, by God, universe. Just, I depend on my intuition. I depend on God. Um, because you can read a good review until you get there on your own and have a different experience. So you really have to make sure you have an open ear. But I just wanted to talk about that, and I just, I can be honest, at this point, I am like really mad. And you'll get some Christians that will get angry for you saying that. Like, I don't want to be religious no more. I don't want to be attached to anything that has to do with religion. I don't. I genuinely don't. Like, this is draining. On top of all of the things that are going on in the world, on top of going through your own personal situation. Ah, ah. And having to go through it alone. And having to go through it alone. And it's like, when is this season gonna end? And if I have to do something, it's like I need a space where I can be and I can grow and I can feel safe, I can feel peace, and I can cultivate in that space and create income, create bills so that I can get out of this. But it's hard because mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, your girl need rest. And now I got to throw away more stuff because I'm tired of packing up and going to another place. By myself, I'm carrying bags that a man needs to be carrying to help me put it in the car and all that. I have to do this by myself. I can't find no joy in that. I can't find no peace in that. And I'm in a room all day. Because sometimes I be so depressed, I don't even want to go nowhere. The shift and the changes that have took place in 2020 has really changed a lot of people's lives, including mine. And I'm trying to be strong. And I'm trying to be strong. And it sometimes it feels so hard. Yeah. I just want that soft life. That's it. I want to be able to rest and have peace. Now you appreciate the small things once you don't have it no more. I don't need nothing big. I can do a studio. It's mine. And I ain't got to worry about getting up, packed, just to go to another place. So if anybody going through this, I'm just letting you know you are not alone. Your emotions are valid. What you feel are valid. And like I always say, God, where are you? What more do I need to learn? I'm tired. When is a miracle gonna come for me? I need a financial breakthrough. I need living stability. I need all of that. God said he was gonna supply all of my needs. I'm so tired. I'm in my lane going through what I'm going through. I don't need to hear that somebody's struggle is worse than mine to feel better. I'm not going to depend on another struggle of somebody else to feel better. I'm still going to feel my own. And I feel it, every bit of it. Every bit of it, I feel it. I would have never thought that I'd be going through this. And I'm just waiting on that moment where a door just opened for me, where I don't have to keep doing this. I don't know how much more I have to pray. I don't know how much more I have to do. But I'm tired. And I can use some rest from this journey. Keep me in your prayers and I keep you in mine. Thank you for listening. God bless.